Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Caleb. Today we're joined with me a good friend of mine, Brant. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
I am well. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's a December day and we still got 40-degree weather. It's a miracle.
And the sun, you know?
What are we sitting here in front of today?
This is my 2014 Audi R8 Spyder convertible.
Oh, this is just an awesome, awesome car. I love the black you got here with the white or the silver rims. Looks awesome.
Yes. I've had it since it was just off the ship from Germany. So
you're the one owner then?
I am the one owner. I found this car in Farmington Hills, Michigan, and it had 17 miles on it. I actually got the story behind it's cool. I got a good call from a friend of mine who's in the automobile industry in Detroit. And he knew I was looking for one of these, and he said there's one that just came in, and the owner who put the down payment on it walked away from it.
Really?
So I stumbled into it because this is exactly what I wanted for the most part. So.
Sure. Did you go up there to Michigan and drive it down, or did you have it just shipped down here?
Nope. I packed a bag. I had an SL55 AMG Mercedes convertible at the time, drove it up, and traded it in and drove this back.
Oh, that's awesome. What are the specs on this? What kind of powertrain does it have?
So this is the 4.2 liter naturally aspirated V8, and I knew they were going to stop making the manual drivetrain, and I wanted manual. I wanted the 6-speed. So it's a power gated 6-speed, 430 horsepower.
Oh man.
So that's why I wanted this one. And in fact, in 2015 was the last year they made it that way.
Really?
And they haven't made it since. So all you can buy now is the Tiptronic.
Sure, yeah.
And not the manual.
Oh, so this is kind of a little bit of a rare model then.
It is. It's a rare model. And that's why when I found there was one in Farmington Hills, I jumped in the car and snagged it up before somebody else could.
Sure, yeah. So what was it that made you want to go out and purchase the R8, upgrading from your Mercedes?
You know, I wanted to do a supercar. I wanted to do something. I looked at the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, the Porsches, and I drove one of these. They actually had one here in town. I drove it, and it was just so much more drivable. Sure. You know, it had more technology. You could see yourself taking it on a day trip to Cleveland or Cincinnati, or you know, where some of those cars you're in it for 45 minutes to an hour and your butt hurts. So you know, I just like the comfort and the you know, it's a premium vehicle, but it's not a supercar that you can't drive.
So how often do you drive it then? Is it your daily, or is it more of just a weekend fun car then?
Yeah, it's just a weekend fun car. I do take it on usually a trip or two a year, but believe it or not, I've had this car now, it's my 9th year with this car, and I've got 8,800 miles on it.
Oh, man. So, still almost brand new then.
Almost brand new, yes. I'll take it to Cleveland maybe for a trip if my wife and I have to run up. But outside of that, it's just around town.
What would you say like pros and cons of the car? Things you like, things you don't like?
I enjoy the fact that it's a manual transmission. That was the big thing I wanted. It's all-wheel drive. It hasn't seen any snow, and it's seen very little rain in 9 years. But if you do get stuck in the rain, it's all-wheel drive. You don't have to worry about spinning out. Again, for a 2014, the technology, you know, you've got Sirius, you've got the rear camera, you've got some things that make it really drivable. So I think the only downside really to me has been that I wish it had a little bit more horsepower, but I think 430 is plenty. Yeah, and it's, you know, it's great. It's fun because, you know, if you hop on Riverside Drive, if you hop on a road that's got some curve to it, that all-wheel drive just hugs those corners. So you don't have to worry about the rear end spinning out on you. Yeah. So that makes it fun. The other thing I forgot to mention, this does have the upgraded ceramic brakes as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if you look at these ceramic brakes on the side, you know, they're about the size of a basketball.
Oh man.
And that makes it fun because you can stop this thing on a dime. The only thing I wish I would have done, which obviously I didn't order the car, the gentleman who ordered it and walked away from it, you know, got to choose. He got every option available on the car. There weren't many, but he got every option available on the car, including the ceramic brakes, the painted calipers, things like that. The only thing he didn't do was upgrade the sound system. There is one upgrade to the sound system. I drive this car 99% of the time with the top down.
Yeah.
So the sound system, if you want to crank your favorite song, you know, cruising on 270, yeah, it can get a little loud sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only thing I would say I wish was upgraded. It's the only thing I dislike. Outside of that, I can't tell you there's anything else I dislike.
That's good to hear. Yeah. would you say it's a pretty easy car to drive? I know sometimes, you know, like you're saying, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, they can get a little hard to drive consistently, but is this like pretty standard car to drive?
It is. It's super easy to drive. It's super easy to maneuver. Again, you've got some things built in that help: the brakes, the all-wheel drive. I think the 6-speed manual is an easy manual to drive. Some of them get difficult, and frankly, there's a lot of room in the seats of these cars. It's a 2-seater, but there's a lot of room, and in some of those cars, you feel like you don't have the room to maneuver like you want to. So yeah, I think it's overall, of all the supercars I've driven, this is one of the easier ones to drive. It's got, you know, a lot of those bells and whistles that, again, if you wanted to use it daily, there's no question that this car would be a great daily driver. You know, it just doesn't have a trunk. The trunk's in the front.
And can't get golf clubs in there.
Can't get golf clubs in there. So when I take it to the golf course, I got to put the golf clubs in the passenger seat. So, you know, there's some things like that, but anytime you're going to have a rear engine, you know, with a front is the only place you're going to have any storage. It's a small compartment.
Sure, yeah. And you're buying this car more for fun than you are practicality.
Correct.
Yeah. How long do you plan to own this? Are you going to keep it for a while?
You know, I thought about trading it in a couple years ago, and to your point earlier, you know, this is a collector's car now because you can't get the 6-speed, you can't get some of you know, the options that are on this particular car. So it's actually stopped depreciating in value, and it's appreciating now.
Oh, wow, okay.
Vehicles don't do that very often.
Yeah.
With the last couple of years, it's held pretty steady or even gone up a tick. So I think I'll keep this car for the long haul.
Sure, yeah. Well, hey, you want to get out of the road, take it for a spin?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
All
awesome.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's a nice sound. Oh, I never get tired of that. That's a good sound right there.
And you know, that's the sound of that naturally aspirated V8.
You want that nice, beefy exhaust on a car like this. Yeah,
You do.
yeah. Man, if I had this car, I'd be hitting the gas pedals as many times as I could just to hear that. Yeah, I mean, this thing really does ride nice. I mean,
Yeah, it's
for being so low, this is awesome. I mean, I could do this for miles.
yeah. You can, like I say, you can sit in this and you can, you know, you could take this to Cleveland and I mean, you wouldn't, your butt wouldn't be hurting, you wouldn't be uncomfortable at all.
Yeah. Like, what would you say is the greatest aspect of this car in your opinion?
I think it's because you've got a supercar that is comfortable to drive.
Sure.
I think that, to me, is what differentiates this vehicle from, you know, anything else you would put in the supercar category.
Sure.
I think it's just, it's again, you get in here and you feel like you're in an Audi sedan or an Audi coupe or an Audi, you know, you feel like you're in a luxury vehicle. I mean, the German engineering is just, you know, phenomenal.
Yeah. It's almost like you got the best of both worlds. You got the luxury of a sedan or high quality SUV, but then you've got the sportiness of a traditional supercar.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah, this thing is awesome.
You kind of have your cake and eat it too.
It's not often you can say you can do that.
No. Well, now you can understand why, you know, it's 9 years old and I don't want to get rid of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't think I'm doing any better.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything out there that I would want to upgrade to.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that you say this is 8 years old, it doesn't even feel 8 years old. I mean,
No.
the quality of the interior and the way it drives and the way it handles.
And knock on wood, I've never had any problems with it, right? I've never had it
Wow.
in for
Okay.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, and frankly, I was looking for issues with it because I bought the extended 7-year because I bought it new.
Yeah.
I bought the extended 7-year warranty on it.
Okay.
So September of last year? Sometime last year when my 7 years came up, I mean, I was looking for something. Hey, I got to take it in and get something. Is there anything I can get fixed before my warranty runs out? And
Yeah.
Now, mind you, again, I don't have a ton of miles on it,
Sure,
but I got
yeah.
enough miles on it that I've driven it enough, and it's old enough. You would think something would have went, wrong by then.
Yeah. Well, you said you got 8,000 miles on. I mean, for a supercar, that's pretty fair mileage. 8,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm astounded about just the quality of the build materials in here.
Mhm.
It's I've always loved this car, but just now being in it, I can't stop seeing how good it is. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
This is awesome.
Well, I'm glad you got a chance to ride it and appreciate it, because I love when people can hop in it and say, yeah, this is fun, this is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand now why this car is so highly regarded as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello everyone, I just want to say, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. It truly means the world to me, and I cannot say thank you enough. Last thing I'll say, stay tuned for more content to come soon. All glory to God, God bless.